rap, nothing lasts forever. I'm kind of like in that mindset where I don't think anything lasts forever.
Yeah, everybody has their moment.
Everyone has their moment. I think rap, I'm happy. Rap is like at the top right now. I think rap will be at the top for the next like 20 years.
See, the reason why,
and the reason why I believe that is because I'm kind of going outside now.
Mm-hmm.
They said Rock always had a problem with bringing girls into the fold.
What do you mean?
Female artists.
Okay.
There weren't that many female artists back in the day that were rock and roll. They never really accepted them.
Groups,
and then when they did, they would always have masculine type personalities. They'd always be butch.
Right. That's right. That's rap right now in the sense that the more talented ones are kind of placed in the more.
But they're not butch.
No, but they're not butch. But they're pushed more into the masculine category. They don't push the femininity for the more talented, I would say, of the female rap artists. The ones that don't rap about the typical things in the mainstream, like a Rhapsody and Tierra Whack and Young M.A. Like Young M.A., she already has her image, and
she a butch. She a butch. She one of the boys. That's she the boy. She the homie. That's what she is.
Yeah, she's a homie. But what I'm saying is like it's weird that the ones that are more quote unquote talented are able to be pushed into the I guess comparisons with their male counterparts versus the ones that are more feminine are not. So you're not gonna see like Young M.A. really compared to a City Girls or a Sweetie. You're gonna compare Young M.A. to the Meeks and all the other male counterparts. So that's how I'm drawing the parallels between how Rock did it. Was like, in order to be taken more seriously in the game, like the men are like you have to be to be dead serious about your craft. You have to be more serious.
Like, but I feel like with rap and hip hop, we're more accepting of like women being who they are, which is a good thing. That's the way I feel. Rock never really like had that in between.
Mm-hmm.
And that was one of the problems too.
Well, you see, the reason why I think ultimately this is problematic.
And Rock didn't appeal to girls, that many girls. They said that.
That could be true. The problem with the difference between rock and rap is rock is, as they say, more movement driven. It's more political. Whether we're not talking necessarily Republicans and Democrats. It's just political in nature and more. It's more of an advocate of what's going on and what's wrong with society and how we need to move. While rap may have had its origins in that, it is too conflicted to actually have a purposeful message. You see, back in the day, the more prominent rap figures, they used to be like, fight the system, fuck the police, like, against police brutality. Nowadays, it's more so rap and pop in particular, they follow trends.
Yeah.
They're not movement driven. So you will have the majority, especially in rap, you'll have the majority of the mainstream artists pushing for let's party, let's do drugs, let's fuck a whole bunch of women. And then you'll have a few artists in there sprinkled throughout who will occasionally mention, be like, yeah, police brutality is a problem, drugs, fuck women. Like it's a very conflicting message. And obviously you had that with rock. Not all rock artists were, talking about that. But there was a very general sense that it was like, rock was the place where it was born through rebellion.
Yeah.
And now you have, not in rap, you don't have that rebellious nature. It's much more about conforming to what's popular.
Yeah, like you had people like Bob Dylan blowing in the wind.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, speaking of that, Nick Cannon, you said something, fraudulent, bro. Remember the Bob Dylan thing on
you always sound like you have a problem saying fraudulent.
Fraudulent.
You like fraudulent.
Oh, no, I think I said fraudulent.
Okay.
Fraudulent. I
got it.
Nick Cannon said Kodak's like the modern Bob Dylan.
What?
Again, doesn't. I said I don't
Bro,
like
that made
when,
no sense. I'm like,
this is why I question celebrities when they say certain things. Don't say something because it sounds cool and you can name drop.
Yeah.
There's no way in hell Kodak Black is the Bob Dylan of anything. It's just not true.
Do you know, like, did he even do his research on just this? I don't know much about Bob Dylan, but I know the impact of Blowing in the Wind. So much gives the documentary of Sam Cooke.
Yeah.
That's what influenced Sam Cooke to do A Change Gone Calm.
Yeah, Kodak Black has not made a song that resonates with people on that level that is talking about something that's so socially and culturally relevant. He has not. So to say that, when Kodak, he doesn't even really have hits like that. It's an asinine comment.
He's just getting gas. Like, Kodak... Nah, bro. Nick Cannon, that was a really dumb statement, bro. I disagree wholeheartedly with you, bro.
The problem with it is wanting to compare our artist to a white popular artist. Don't do that.
Yeah, why does Kodak have to be compared to Bob Dylan?
Exactly. It was a piss poor name drop and it was unnecessary. So,
yeah, those kids, the people who listen to Kodak don't even know who the hell Bob Dylan. Most people don't even know who Bob Dylan is.
Yeah.
But anyways, what's it called? What were we talking about before?
I don't really remember. I was just gonna hop on to the part about production, right? Reading about that, it's just like production is a big part of why hip hop is the way that it is today and why rock is having a hard time surviving. Because rock, it uses a lot of guitars. It has a certain sound to it. Kind of like how we think about certain songs from back in the day. They're like, these songs remind me of summer. No song today can really remind you of summer unless it pulls from certain aspects that older... Like, think about it. When you listen to Beach Boys and stuff like that, there's certain melodies and the way that today's production is very much similar. Like, trap beats and stuff. Like, that's why it's worked with popular music. Like, you know, the Taylor Swift and all of that stuff, because they use the same stuff that is very popular in rap. But now everybody's doing it to the point where it's just like, we can just churn out generic crap.
I keep getting away with it!
And that is the problem with that rap is going to be continuing to deal with, the same way that rock kind of did towards the latter ends of
because I always get worried because it's like, what happens after Kendrick, Drake, and J. Cole?
Yeah, there's nobody really as a successor for those three as of yet.
Yeah.
And the more that you have these generic
manufactured
and trendy things that don't really discuss what's happening within society.
It's not even just discussing. You don't even have to, like, you don't really have to discuss what's happening with the society. Like, look at Drake. Like, there's nothing new that they're discussing or anything. Like, you know what I mean? You know how Drake's personal or something.
Yeah.
Drake does a certain way of telling stories in his life. There's no one like that.
Yeah.
And Drake this isn't like a jab or anything. He's a simple rapper in terms of what he talks about, the content.
Yeah.
There's no complex, but that's good. But he does it in a way where his talent, his bars hit. His delivery is very good. But most of these guys, they don't rap on the same level as them. Those three guys.
But this goes back to the problem that you have to see. I hope people see between rock and rap. You notice when it comes to rock, it is the older bands, the older, like the Nirvanas and who else is Bush. You have Coldplay's been out for a while. These older groups, I shouldn't put Coldplay in that category. But these older groups, they're still selling out tours. People will run.
Wait, Nirvana's still playing?
No, I don't know if Nirvana. I shouldn't. No. I shouldn't say that. I'm just.
Nah, but like
U2. These older rock bands are still selling out concerts. The same thing that you'll see with rappers. The older rappers are the ones that will still sell out concerts,
especially overseas.
Yeah,
overseas 10 to 15, they really appreciate
15
that.
years after their prime. That is not going to be the case with these newer rappers. These microwave popcorn rappers that come about nowadays, because you guys are one-hit wonders. maybe even just one album wonders. What you're going to continue to see is that while rock may not be in the mainstream, it's still in the hearts of a lot of people.
Yeah.
And those tours still get sold out. Those people are still remembered. The question will be for these rap artists, will you be remembered?
Yeah.
And that's not going to always be the case, because we see that while Jay-Z's going to be all-time. It's going to be all-time relevant. But these other rappers, these small-time rappers, they go overseas. And people still attend their concerts, and they love it. They have, like, love for life. But you don't always see that with these bands that, for rock groups that came out after, like, in the 2000s. And you're probably not going to see the same thing for these rappers that came out in these 2000s and later.
Well, except for Fall Out Boy.
Huh?
Fall Out
Boy's still relevant though. Like that's the
they're
thing.
still relevant. Yeah,
they're still relevant.
Right.
I'm saying like these groups that came out with like one song.
Oh,
things like that. Like
okay.
we're just gonna throw this together. Oh yeah, it's a huge hit, but that's pretty much it. Like I don't think anybody's going around. Like this is just an example of a pop group. I don't think anybody's going around buying out tours for The Wanted.
That's a pop group.
That's a pop group, right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
They only have one song and then One Direction.
It's like Backstreet Boys can come back and people will be like, yeah, I'm going to Backstreet Boys. Yeah. It's people that have longevity that made their mark within
that. A lot of old school rappers, they could still sell out.
They can still sell out. The newer ones you don't hear much about, and that's a warning to these younger rap artists that are just I'm coming in to get the bag and then I'm out. The bag runs out if you're not constantly doing stuff.
That's why I'm very worried what's gonna happen with rap music after the big three go away.
Yeah.
I'm very worried because I don't see anyone right now that has the capability of matching them.
Yeah, and the only way that I see rock coming back, I'm not giving up on it. It's because it's still going.
Yeah.
It's back to being underground in a weird way. Is if rock artists start speaking out more politically about what is going on.
It needs to appeal to more people. Mm-hmm. It needs to stop. I don't know. It needs to stop appealing to that. Like at least like for one example, they need to stop appealing to talking about those hardcore drugs and shit.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the weird thing is rock. Give it a couple years now, especially when rap or is kind of like staying like at the same spot, and then people are looking for something new. And so people are always looking for something new. Rock, what they talk about now, well, what they used to talk about, especially early 2000s and stuff, and the drugs, but a lot of people do those drugs. I'm talking about everyone.
Yeah,
now.
but see, even in the 2000s rock, I grew up on that, and they weren't talking about drugs like that. It was very relatable.
But at the same time, you were looking up lyrics at the time though, because a lot of those rock songs, I didn't know that they were talking about the drugs and all that.
Yeah, but
because sounded happy.
That's true. There were a lot of rock songs that sounded happy, but that's been the case for a lot of
and rap songs. Sometimes you might not know, but I'm just saying people would be more accepted. Well, it would be kind of hypocritical because like lean and prescription drugs. Like those are that's some hardcore stuff, and I feel like people, it's rock. They know most about it. They be shooting heroin and shit.
Yeah, I mean the thing about it is rock, in a weird way, there was like this underlying thing with rock to a degree. It's like you were taking drugs while you listen. I was listening to Sway in the Morning the other day, and they were talking about like, there's a thing like, so I forget who they had a DJ on. And he was talking about trance music. And it was like trance music, the underlying thing about trance music is you have to be on drugs to experience it. So it's like those places where there's EDM and things like that. That might have taken the place of rock as the place to be where you're
bugging
the
fuck out.
Yeah.
Bugging. Nah, but
you're not wrong.
It's just. There's always a possibility, obviously, for everything, but I don't see it anytime soon.
Bring the noise! Bass! How low can you go?